Why did your athletic career suddenly stop? Why did you stop competitive bodybuilding?
4 gunshots stopped me in an assassination attempt against me. That's what stopped Karamanlakis. No opponent, no difficulty. The barrel of the gun from the wrong side stopped my athletic career. While I think I was at my best, I was 143 kilos with abs getting ready for Arnold.
You were at your best, and from one moment to the next, it was gone.
Costas, from one moment to the next. One Monday morning, an incident happens, I get shot, and the next time I wake up is in the intensive care unit. After so many weeks, I don't know where I am, I don't know what has happened, and everything is over.
There, what did you think? I mean, what was your first thought in the hospital, let's say, after everything you learned?
What the fuck? What am I doing here? Where am I? I didn't know anything. I was in a coma, and suddenly one night I wake up, I have a tracheotomy, I can't speak. I remember being really thirsty. I wanted water. I saw a nurse far away. I tried to ask her for water. I called out, but she couldn't hear me. I couldn't understand why. These are the first moments after I woke up, after many weeks in the intensive care unit.
I want to ask now, regarding the feelings you had, did you feel anger? Did you want to take revenge?
What happened? How did it happen? Why am I here? Is something wrong? I couldn't realize what had happened. I leave my house one day to go to work. Everything is normal. I'm getting ready. There was an attempt on my life, and I woke up later in an intensive care room. Weeks have passed. I've lost track of time and place. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening to me. Obviously, I was drugged with codeine, so I was having hallucinations. It's kind of difficult. It's a dark room. It's night. There's no one around me. I only see a nurse and I feel thirsty. I want to ask for water. I try to shout, but I have no voice. I don't know why she can't hear me. I can't see the tube in my throat. For her to hear me, I had a pillow. I grab a pillow and start hitting it so that I can get her attention. She comes close to me and I was shouting, "Water, water," but no voice came out. She said something to me I didn't understand, and she brings me, I don't know, about 100 ml of water. I must have had a fever at that moment, and I felt like I needed to drink the whole Bosporus. I'm extremely thirsty. I don't understand what's happening. She brings me just a little bit of water again, and I'm frustrated because of that. That was the first thing.
That's something that stuck with you now.
I have a lot of those. I have many.
All of this is very shocking.
Yes. What's really shocking is seeing the barrel of a sawed-off shotgun 5 meters away from you and someone shooting at you. That's what's shocking. I took the first shot to the face. I think that's what it would feel like if you took a direct hit from Tyson at his peak.
It's like we're watching a movie with what you're saying right now.
Okay, I've actually lived it too.
So, now I want to ask about what happened after the hospital.
Yes.
They tell you that you will go through rehabilitation. First of all, what problems did you have after all that? Meaning, what kind of problems? What kind of damage did your body have?
Kosa, you know what? Who gives a fuck? I'm here now, I'm strong as an ox, and I'm alive. That is what counts. Who gives a fuck? Whatever happened, I dealt with it. I'm here now, I'm coming back.
So we're not talking about the past at all.
We're talking about the past. What does it matter that I had a torn latissimus dorsi? I had many injuries. I took a shot to the eye, so my vision was limited. But we don't fucking give a fuck.
Mr. Manolis, I want to ask you here, Don't you think that your past has built you up to the point where you are now?
Of course, everything that has happened in my life, anything that has occurred in my life brings me to the position I am in now. Even the tragedy that happened to me makes me who I am.
The circumstances.
The circumstances, the incidents, the experiences of my life. This is Manolis Karamanlakis. I wouldn't change anything, not even the tragedies. Those are mine too. The responsibility for my life is entirely mine. I won't cry about what happened. I won't mourn for it. It happened. What matters is not what happened. What matters is that I had the guts after what happened to face it, to stand in my life both professionally and personally, and to be here with you right now, alive and strong and talking.
I believe what you're saying is very important because many people will avoid the difficulties of life, and what you mean now is that you won't. If you could turn back time, let's say, wouldn't you say not to live through this? I mean, would you go through it again?
Look, there's no time machine. I can't turn back time. Objective reality is one. Why is it one? Because out of billions of possibilities, this is what happened. This is my life. I wouldn't change my life. I'm proud of everything in my life, both the good and the bad. The difficult things in my life made me better. From the hard things, I learned from tragedy. I learned a lot. I'm better than many. Why? Why? Because I had this tragedy, because I managed to stand on my own feet, because this thing didn't define me, because I'm above and beyond. Even from a tragedy, they had written me off. The doctors had written me off. My own people, they heard every day, from hour to hour, he could die. So fucking what? Now I'm here, I made it. I have a feeling of victory, of achievement. I'm not like all the other bullshitters who act tough and haven't faced anything in their lives. I've seen the gun staring me in the face. I've taken its shots. I've been in intensive care. Everyone acts tough behind a keyboard. So because I've faced tough things, I was born into tough things. I was born into poverty. I was born into hardship. Hardship is a part of my life. I wouldn't want it any other way. If things were easy, I would be a weak person.
I want to tell you about this now. Do you think that those who achieve something in their lives have gone through hard times?
Look, in order to succeed in your life, you need to have an inner motivation.
So, you think something is missing in your life?
Yes, something has to be missing from you. On a psychological level, something has to be missing. Personally, I can't understand how someone can achieve anything when, in the psychological sense, they are mature, when someone has been loved unconditionally. In their childhood, usually, not always, but usually, they don't want to, they're not interested in achieving anything.
Are you referring to championship level sports or sports in general?
I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about science. I'm talking about art. I'm definitely talking about sports. Definitely. The stories of the most iconic athletes are stories of pain, stories that start in poor neighborhoods, from poverty, from need, from having their backs against the wall. And many artists, iconic artists, and many scientists, you can't feel safe, be deeply loved, and still want the hardship that achievement requires. I don't know.
I'll say something now. Every hero in movies, fairy tales, and everything has always gone through a lot of storms and difficulties. There's no hero who had an easy time.
Batman wouldn't be Batman if his parents hadn't been killed. That's true. That's true. There's no way. I was talking about it yesterday with my daughter. There's no adventure, starting from ancient Greek mythology, there's no adventure where the hero doesn't go through countless hardships.
That's what makes him a hero.
Of course, a hero is someone who overcomes tragedy. A hero is someone who overcomes difficulty. Difficulty isn't finding the money to buy tickets for the next match. Difficulty is being 12 years old and selling bread rings outside the church. That's difficulty and that's experience. That's difficulty. Difficulty isn't not having a big sponsor to make the trip to America. Many so-called colleagues, bullshitters, who are used to the easy life, consider things to be difficulties that are just everyday life for the average person.
Because that's as far as they've gone. They haven't experienced anything harder yet.
Exactly. And that's why even if they're pretty good athletes, they won't make history. They lack character. They lack character. In many of the young people, I see that their temperament is shallow. It's nothing. It's nothing. They get stuck on things that I would just steamroll over. And I would steamroll over them too.
So, what are those difficulties that stayed with you and shaped you? It was, let's say, the accident, the incident.
No, it's neither an accident nor an incident. It's an attempted murder.
Yes.
I want it to be recorded like that, what I said, as a response. You say accident, incident, and I will say it's not an accident, it's not an incident.
Yes, I'll keep it. The fact that you lost your father earlier, was that a...
Okay, that was an extra motivation. But le roi est mort, vive le roi.
Is the translation happening, or...
The king is dead, long live the king. My father had to die for me to become my own father.
That's true. That's true.
And that was a difficulty. Kostas, do you know where the difficulties begin? The difficulties begin when you come from a poor family, in a poor neighborhood, in a provincial town, in a small Balkan country, and you don't want to live. Little life, when mediocrity doesn't suit you, when the prospect of a small life corners you. That's difficulty. Difficulty is having nothing ready for you. So what if you didn't go to college, you bastard? Not all of us had the opportunity. I lived in a 55 square meter house, 5 people. I didn't have a room and the bathroom was outside. But I'm also proud and happy that I experienced that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be who I am. I've seen kids who have everything handed to them just because everything is handed to them. Because they think that difficulty is outside of life, because they think that satisfying temporary pleasure is the goal. They always have to go to extremes: alcohol, drugs, sleeping around nonstop, because they have no goal, they have no purpose. Poverty hurt me, it really hurt me. You know what hurt me, Costa? Write this down. I was in elementary school. My mother was the school janitor, and when it was Christmas and Easter, the school principal would come out and say, "Kids, now that it's Christmas," and I was among the kids, "whatever you can give for our school janitor." That hurts when you're among the kids and you hear that some kind of financial help needs to be given for the school janitor, who happens to be your mother. You grit your teeth, swallow your shame, and say, "Okay, I'm going to break through everything. I'm going to become something that will make up for this. I'm going to turn this around."